Hey guys, so it's day 6 of my no phone challenge, which used to be the no phone, no goon, no dopamine challenge. But because I failed the second part of that, which is the no gooning part, on day 2 of the challenge, I've decided to revise it to just be the no phone challenge. And if you know the backstory, you'll know it's because I was watching Diary of a VK and I accidentally splooged all over the place after watching a few specific scenes. But that's in the past now, and I'm excited to get right back into it. Also, for those who have been following my daily posts, I want to apologize for skipping day 4. I didn't have the chance to upload because I was busy playing with my yellow balls, but I've had my fun and I finished in a couple ways, so here's what I've been up to. Yesterday I started my day off with my very first video interview, and I know you're all thinking, this good for nothing, useless little rascal got an interview? And no, you're right. It wasn't a real interview. It was a video interview, which is pre-recorded and everyone gets it. But that shit was rough. Was it rough, you say? Well, it actually wasn't rough at first. We started off with some nice foreplay. They warmed me up, they eased me into it. I got the chance to do some practice questions like, why do you want to work here? And which one of us do you find most attractive? These were easy questions, but then during the actual interview where, keep in mind, you only have one chance for all these questions. You know what they asked me? They asked me, what is the most significant data-driven decision you've ever made? Or how do you adapt your day-to-day decisions to ongoing market trends and company decisions? Like, what the fuck? Without saying too much, I didn't know how to answer any of these questions. In fact, after the first 2 questions where I was, stuttering and stammering like I had a fucking cucumber in my mouth, I was ready to pull up Netflix and show them just how hard I chill. But because I'm not ready to get put in the handcuffs, not yet at least, I decided instead to do my best to answer the question, but halfway through I gave up and started talking, and I'm not lying about this, I started talking about hot Cheetos instead. I told them how, alright, so let's pretend this is a Cheeto, okay? I told them how I like to lick all of the Cheeto dust, like off of each Cheeto, and then put the soggy yellow part that's left over after you eat all the Cheeto dust in my mouth, like. But yeah, I mean, if that clip ever gets out, then I don't think I'm getting a job for a long time. In other news, I also watched the Superman movie. And as the absolute baddest baddie Jisoo from Blackpink once said, not bad, but not good. First of all, who the fuck is David Corenswet? If you're going to replace Daddy Henry Cavill as Superman, then you've got some big shoes to fill, buddy. Second of all, I don't think Superman threw a single punch in the entire first half of the movie. We're talking about Superman here, the most powerful metahuman probably in the universe, apparently. Not Wonder Woman, not Batman, not fucking Dora the Explorer, who might explore the Disney cage one day. We're talking about Superman, the man who can shoot his semen faster than a speeding bullet. Shout out to Lois Lane. The man who, if I am ever in prison, I expect him to save me if I purposely drop the soap. But if he's some weak sniveling pussy like he was in the first half of the movie, then I don't want him. What I want is a Superman who's a big hunk of junk, who can probably save my junk from becoming a prison delicacy. But I do have to admit, there were some good moments in the movie. I mean, Bradley Cooper speaking gibberish in that made up, Spanish, Latin sounding language had me so hard that the guy next to me thought he was stroking my phone. The cinematography was pretty good. Mr. Terrific was terrifically attractive, right? Especially the way he played with his floating black balls. Overall, yeah, definitely better than some of the garbage that DC pumped out these past few years. But the main thing I wanted to talk about today was some of my more invaluable insights when it comes to relationships, especially with the people closest to us. And I've had a lot of time to think this past week, and I've realized that while I am really looking forward to going back to college and getting back to going to classes, making new friends, going to parties, at the same time, I also kind of dread leaving my family back at home and my closest friends that I've reconnected with. Just yesterday, my family and my cousin's side got together for the first time in years to make homemade dumplings. And it brought me back to times where I guess I was more naively happy. I was less worried about the things happening outside uh, of my life. I was less worried about receiving external validation. I was more secure about the person I am. And so, yeah, I mean, these are things that I haven't felt in some time. And, just reliving some of the things I used to do really brought back some of my most cherished memories. And honestly, I think not wanting to let go is a natural feeling. It's something everyone goes through when they start to have lives outside of the life they live at home. But even after spending several semesters in college and even 3 months abroad alone, I'm still not quite used to it. And I'm not sure I ever will be. So I guess my point is, and this is pretty generic, but I still think it's still some of the best advice out there. Um, Cherish your time with family and spend as much time with them as you possibly can, reasonably, of course, because when you're absent, you're not the only one who is trying to learn how to live life alone.